Willow, Willow. What are you doing, Willow? Willow, Willow. So, didn't record it, but if you catch us over on our side channel, the Scuttlebutt with IFF, we did a little rock area, which I still need to burn some of this stuff out. Even did like a little rock sled for the lawnmower, which I think still gets stuck in the mud. But anyway, I'm going to be doing some of this a little bit later. Welcome back to the journey, folks. Yes, I'm going to get over here. I need to kind of get in there, finish that up. Also, I got a couple things I need to do inside the chicken coop. And like I said, over on the side channel, got some big things that's going to be happening with that. But obviously we do need help from the community first. So we're still kind of working out those details of what's going to be happening. I do need to get trash dumped in the truck. It is still drivable. It's just not perfect, right? It's not great. I'm going to take that down the road, get that emptied out, try to get a lot of this metal stuff, just a lot of like dad's metal, and kind of put that into the back of that truck and then move that truck to the front, just so it's out of the way. And then just trying to still kind of clear up this area, you know, so we'll get that. But I also have an issue with the Jeep. So we've actually had this issue for over a year now, and I finally got the part. You know, we were able to get it, but I just wanted to kind of jump in here quick and show y'all kind of what this is doing, and I'll bring you along for this fix. I'm no mechanic, but so whenever you turn all this stuff, right? Well, obviously I don't have the key all the way on, but you'll see, obviously, well, it shows check engine, that's because it's not started. And then this for the airbag, right? Well, no horn, right? And the reason for that is because we also don't have airbag. So the clock spring in here, so I got to take all this out, take off the wheel, all that, because the clock spring is actually back in here on the column. And horrible design by Jeep, I guess, because it says that if you live in a dusty or dirty environment, that it causes issues with that clock spring. Well, we live on a dirt road, and it's a Jeep. Jeeps are always going to be in a dirty, dusty environment. So, then I have Miss Giggles out here trying to chew on my boot. What are you doing? What? How may I help you? You're silly. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to do some repairs to the Jeep, try to get this working. And then we're also going to take care of some of these other quick little projects because we're still waiting for ground to dry out before we can really do anything else. Okay, by no means am I going to be showing the step-by-step for this, but anytime you're dealing with anything electrical, always disconnect your battery. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my battery, and then I'm going to get in and start working on that. Breaking stuff already. No, I'm not breaking it. Just kidding, folks. Just kidding. Okay, I do need. So I know this, like the clips on this thing. Need to. It's weird. Alright, so this is all star. Probably take that off for now. And then I know that I need to get this off. It has like special little clips thing in there. I'm gonna have to go through, take off. This by no means is gonna be a how-to, because like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not even gonna show every single step. So I'm just gonna go through. So of getting the things that I need, tools that I need to get this stuff off. All right. And then yeah. So let me go gather my tools. Getting off the little plastic cover. Oop. And definitely need the, because I have like 1101 that has like some of these, all these bits and stuff in there that will not fit to get those screws out, because you have to be able to go all the way, like let me show you. This has a broken piece. There we go. See, like the whole length of that tube, right, to be able to get that screw out of there into that little, those little holes. Well, that does not fit in there, so you definitely need the longer. I'm glad that I had one. All right, all the plastic goes to the back. Okay, now from here, I need to figure out, I might need to watch the video again for getting this off, because I know that it has like clips in there that holds it, and I want to make sure that I don't break anything. So yeah. All right, so apparently the video that I watched was either a different Jeep or something, because yeah, it definitely, so this one apparently does not have those little clips. It has these little 10mm bolts on the side. So I went back to watch the video that I originally watched, and sure enough, it was an earlier model. And then so I go to look, I was like, okay, well, how do I take this thing off? And I look up another video, and it's removing the steering wheel, right? It wasn't even a clock spring video or anything like that. It's removing the steering wheel. But then he shows going from like this, the exact same steering wheel, to this is all of a sudden now removed, and he's just removing the steering wheel, because you do need a specialty tool to do that. And he's talking about the tool. I was like, okay, well, that's awesome. Well, how did you get the airbag out? Because it just goes from this to it being removed. I was like, that's a pretty important step that you need to do. You have to remove the airbag to get the steering wheel off. But you didn't show that step. And he's an automotive channel. I was like, okay, whatever. So on to another one. So I went to a different video, 2015, and this one actually shows it. So thank you, Bull Gear Off-Road, for showing me how to actually remove this thing. Look at that. Wow. So, how nice. Now I'm going to have to put this screw back in, because this was actually on the bottom of the steering wheel. I was trying to take something out completely that didn't need to be taken out. Yeah. All right. Let me continue on. So yeah, that is much easier, being able to get that out, and knowing that I just needed to take out those two screws. Now, hopefully, this unit is okay, because we're having more issues than just the horn, right? Obviously, it is a lot of other buttons and stuff were not working. Like almost none of the buttons were working, and then also the horn didn't work, and just other stuff, right? So I knew that the clock spring is a known issue with Jeeps, especially in the JKU stuff. Right, also using my brand new Milwaukee pick, those shop picks. Man, these things are awesome. I got a few of them. Not sponsored. Would love to be, but we're not. Okay, now I need to kind of move y'all Now this is the only part that's kind of like you need a specialty tool, and trying to not move you guys. So it's a steering wheel removal set, and this one that has like these little hooks like this, right? Because they go into the little holes, right, to be able to move everything. You take that bolt out, and then you use the removal set to pull out the whole thing. And then this right here is the clock spring, which before I do that, I do want to put my steering wheel straight again to the best of my ability. Because you want everything to be lined up, right? And you should even see there's like a little gap thing back here. And it should line up with that other piece there, right? Lets you know that everything is straight. So yeah, kind of go from there. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that was pretty snug on there, and I could have swore in the video that he said a 15 millimeter socket, but it was not. It was a 13. Yeah, I was like, it looked a little small to be 15, but that's what I'd had. So I had to go find a 13. I just so happened to have one. Plus I had some Loctite, so I'll need to make sure that I put Loctite back on it. Right, and then from there, still make sure that, plus it doesn't lock for whatever reason. And then now, I gotta go cut this out. Okay, so got the hooks. And then obviously usually little adapter, and that part kind of goes in there like that. Make sure all your wires and stuff are kind of out of the way. I do need to disconnect the blinker. Don't want that. Like, I can already see a lot of movement. Plus, I also hear a saw in the background. Gladys is working on her garden. And then also gonna have the kiddo outside playing. And then also hear the jets are out flying. So it's just a fun-filled day today. That's a very tight fit. Should not be like that. I need to go clean this up just a little bit because it still has some burrs on it from the forging process of when it was made. Let me go clean that up a little bit on the grinder, and then maybe it'll work out a little better. Yeah, so got everything in there. So now it's just the fact of tightening this down, getting everything disconnected, making sure that wires are out of the way, right? This is the the wires going to the clock spring. And just look at all the movement that's in that clock spring. Yeah, and then I wonder, why is it bad? Well, yeah, probably because it's bad. Look how much movement that thing has. I don't think it's supposed to do that. So, conundrum. Well, obviously, other than a battery being low on the camera, I need to go switch out the battery. I can tell that whoever put the Loctite on the bolt for holding the steering wheel, right, got a little excessive because some went in there. So I actually need to spray something in there, right, to be able to break that loose. Because look, I've actually been breaking the steering wheel So the hook, whenever the hook was in there, it pulled out, right? So it was here, and it even though I had it all the way on the side, it came loose, and it sheared metal off from right there and on the bottom, 2 different spots, right? So it's been shearing off the metal in there, and yeah, I mean, these don't fit here, right? To be able to pull it out. I mean, well, I might be able to. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. But it's, I mean, that's gonna be, because see, that doesn't really fit. I mean, it will, but it's gonna be hard because I have to be able to put that through this and then get it in there. It's supposed to go into these holes here in the center, but that doesn't want to break free, so I need to get some penetrating oil, see if I can get it to come out. Well, let me tell you, that was a pain. That thing did not want to come off. But anyway, and with that, because obviously, because see how this thing turns, that goes down. So whenever you go to put this on, the new one on, you do need to make sure that everything's aligned. Plus, it all locks, but you can probably see like there's a little tiny dot right there. And then there's also a dot right here on your steering wheel. So that's how you know that everything gets lined up, regardless, because like this thing doesn't lock, right? So, but yeah, anyway, man, what a pain. What a pain. All right, let me get the new one. All right, let me get this one taken off so I can get the new one out of the box. That was quite interesting. Got that out. So obviously this has 3 screws. It has like one right here in the front that goes to this, and then a one up here and a one here, which the guy in the video, he actually took out the whole dash to make it easier to get to this screw. But if you have, you know, the 1/4 inch, you know, socket with that little elbow or knuckle, I guess they call it, it comes out just fine. I use the extension one to get to the bottom one. I took off the extension to get to this one. You don't got to take out the dash, you know. But anyway, this does not come with the new unit. Neither does this. So these have to come off and then get put onto the new one. So let me get all that taken care of, and we'll bring you right back. So those are back on to there. And obviously, you know, leave this in place until that needs to come out. And then, so I got these back on, and it's just a little Phillips head screw, right? Just like that, that holds those on, and then disconnect. This one connects to this one, okay, through the wire harness. So you really don't even have to disconnect those harnesses. There's enough slack in there. You just unscrew it, pull it out, put it in to the new one, and put it all back in. Right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put those screws and stuff back in, and then to go ahead and get the steering wheel back on. Now this is the one thing that I'm gonna have to double check, because how this goes in, right, it has this, and see, and this doesn't move because it has this to where it's pinned, right, to where it doesn't allow it to move. Okay, now with that, how my steering wheel is, right, this has to be on the very bottom for that to line up, because this right here goes into that slot right there. So yeah, there's no other place it has to go. So that's gonna have to get turned to do that. So yeah, fingers crossed. Like I said, I'm gonna double check. I still got the video pulled up, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so actually going back through, and what I've noticed is that, so this clip, right, for this was all the way over here. Well, that's the whole point of this right here, is that this is supposed to be clipped into that, and that's supposed to hold that and place just like that. So that would have been turned like that in shipping. So hopefully me turning it back to here will be fine. But I won't know until I get everything put back together and get it tested out. So we'll fingers crossed. Let's hope. Let's see how it does. Okay, got everything back together. Had a bug crawling on me. I felt it. Get off me. Anyway, let's see. I got keys. Keys. There they are. There's keys. I also got truck keys. Now, this clock spring that I bought did not come with this port here. So obviously it is compatible, but it's whatever extra function is here. It did not come on the new clock spring. So obviously I have new lights. So that's probably going to be what that is. I don't know. Digital speedometer, so that button works. Menu average. Let's look at 18.7 miles to the gallon. 108 to empty. Tire pressures are all over the place. Vehicle info. Coolant temp. Oil life remaining 29%. Yeah, we need an oil change. Oil pressure, which we got another part for oil that we need to fix. That's all good. System's okay. Personal settings. English. Yep. Alright. And then back to that. So that's obviously that symbol's for anti-slip. I don't know. So I'm probably going to have to figure out either one, get another clock spring that this works. I mean, the biggest thing is horn now works, so that's good. And then yeah, and obviously the airbag should work now too. So now we're just gonna have to deal with that, which we'll figure out. Yeah. I'll figure it out. Jeep is done, so now I'm taking the teen. We're going to go empty out the back of the truck. Like I said, this thing does still drive. It's just, once it warms up, it doesn't like to play. So we'll see. We'll see if we get there and back. Okay. Well, unfortunately, as it goes, battery's dead. So I do come out here and I'd start it, once a week. I just literally started this thing 3 days ago, and now it's click, 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 click. All part of the problems of the reason why I wanted to get rid of the truck, and now it's Dad's problem. He'll figure it out. So yeah, we'll not be able to dump this. I don't have a battery charger. I'm gonna have to get a battery charger. That's fine. I'll go find something else to do. So obviously I was showing this earlier, and I do need to move some stuff around. Obviously I had water on my seat of that, so you probably hear that in the background. Let's burn out all this vegetation. I guess Gladys wants to put her cactus in here. I don't know. I thought a cactus garden over there when we had that area done would have been cool, but maybe she'll just leave it in the pot or bucket. We'll see. And then I was thinking too, I need to get concrete. Obviously concrete for other stuff, but whenever I do, I might turn that into like a little mushroom looking house thing. Let me know what you think about that. But anyway, let me go get the torch. Let's get all this burned out. Alright, let's move this guy out the way. I don't think you want to help with this, Giggles. It'd be a fried goose. You want to be a fried goose? Yeah. I know. I don't want you to be a fried goose either. Hey, it's propane. That's good. She wanted me to burn something else too. A lot of trees with vines. Oh. Where did my tool thing go? Come on. Let me go find another lighter, something I can start this thing with. Yeah. I think that'll do for now. Okay, well, the chickens are going home to roost. I don't know if you see. They're all going home to roost. Oh, the baby chicks getting big. Big. They're almost ready to go out with the rest of the flock because they're just about fully feathered. I think about another week to possibly 2. They'll be big enough. And then they can go in there and then we can, who knows, maybe try doing some more. But big plans coming to this. It's not gonna stay looking like this. And my eyes were a little bigger than my can do, I guess. I don't know. I said I want to do a whole lot. Well, everything I wanted to do, obviously I could have gotten done today, but obviously truck not wanting to start kind of put a hinder into that a little bit. And then we're still going through cleaning stuff up. Got the Jeep fixed for the most part. Obviously, that electronic slip control is what the ESC. So the clock spring that I bought is an aftermarket clock spring, and it did not come with that. So I know now that whenever I go to get a new clock spring, to find the one that has the electronic slip control plug, because that's all. But all the cluster, the rest of the buttons work. Horn works again. So that's that's plus. Obviously, you can turn off the electronic slip control. So we're just going to do that. Just press the button, bloop, and turns that system off. Right, so not too worried about that. And then for now, right, obviously we want to fix it correctly. But yeah, we've just been going through doing the small things, the little things, right? Obviously, Gladys has been coming in here taking care of a lot of, clutter over here. Actually, she's went through this entire toolbox of mine. Look at that. See, I told you she was OCD, y'all. Nah, just kidding. No, obviously it looks a lot gooder. Just being able to come through and find tools. Just getting stuff organized. That's all we're doing, right? We're going to start going through all of this. Getting it all organized, getting this all organized. This tent's going to go away, which will not necessarily go away, right? We will still utilize them, just not in the fashion that they're being utilized. So right now they're just a catch-all, right? And we're not trying to do that. That tent over there, that one's actually busted. It has holes all in the top of that, so it's not doing any good anyway. And then yeah, but for the most part, we can't really move stuff around until we're able to get, a dozer guy here, or just get dirt moved around, rocks moved around. Because that's the biggest thing, right? Is even though we're working on these little side things, getting this stuff done, obviously we could be working on a cabin build site. Which that is all dependent on, it's like whenever we get funding from mom and dad, then we go and we buy stuff and then we work on that. So I do want to be working on the shop, but like I said, digging posts, right? We still got to get the paddock finished, but all those holes are wet. So until we can go get some concrete, those projects are kind of a slow go. So we're just doing the things that we can. I'm going to start moving rocks, right? That's why I got the rock sled. I can start moving all these rocks, even though doing it by hand one at a time is no fun, but it can be done, right? It can still be done until we can get our own tractor and or get the dozer guy here, because we're looking about probably $1,000 to $1,500, if not more, right? I'm quoting that at like a low thing. I haven't talked to him yet, but just for, I know what his minimum is. And this is probably, a couple days worth of work, and that's going to be, at least $1,000. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. One day at a time, folks. One day at a time. So we definitely appreciate y'all for following in on our journey. Hey, sometimes end of the day, my brain's got to like click. It takes a little bit to find those words, but we definitely thank y'all. If you'd like to continue to follow our journey, it's greatly appreciated. Check out this video we have right here, or the entire year's playlist over on this side, play catch up or what not, right? And then icons at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. Go check that out. It's greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, definitely get out there. Thank a veteran every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one. Later, friends.